Good morning, children. Let us start chapter number 7, Diversity in Living Organisms. Need for classification of living organisms. Why living organisms are classified? Living organisms have evolved on the earth over millions of years. Now, there are a vast variety of living organisms on the earth's surface. Now, living organisms shows a wide range of variations. Some microscopic bacteria are few micrometers in size, and some like whales and redwood trees are about 30 meters and 100 meters in size. Some pine trees live for thousands of years, while insects like mosquito die within a few days. Some organisms are colorless and even transparent, and some are brightly colored. To understand and study all these organisms is impossible. If they are arranged in different groups based on their similarities in the characteristics, then it is easier to study the different groups as a whole. Now, classification of living organism. The arranging of organisms in different groups on the basis of similarities in their characteristics is called classification of living organisms. Basis of classification of living organisms. The main characteristics which are considered for classification of living organisms into different groups are whether they are made up of prokaryotic or eukaryotic cells. Second is whether the cells occur singly or they are grouped together and live as indivisible group. Now, third is whether they produce their own food by photosynthesis or they get food from outside. Fourth is of organism which produce their own food, that is like plants. What is the level of organization of their body? Of the animals, what is the level of organization of their body? And what are their special organs and their functions? So, characteristics used for classification of plants will be different from the characteristics used for classification of animals. Because plant make their own food and animal get their food from outside. Classification and evolution. The present-day complex living organisms have evolved from earlier simple forms due to changes in their body designs over millions of years. Now, the body design of living organisms are gradually changing due to changes in the environment and the need to adapt themselves to the changes in the environment. Now, some groups of organisms having ancient body designs have not changed much during evolution and have simple form and structure. These organisms are called primitive or lower organism. And some organisms have acquired their body design relatively recently and have complex forms and structure, and these organisms are called advanced or higher organisms. The hierarchy of classification or groups. Living organisms have been broadly classified into 5 main kingdoms. They are Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plant and Animalia. Each kingdom has been further classified into smaller subgroups at various levels. Like kingdom is classified into phylum for plant and division for animals. Then class, order, family, genus and species. By arranging organism on the basis of hierarchy and characteristics into smaller and smaller group, we arrive at the basic unit of classification called species. So let us define species is a group of organisms which are similar enough to breed and perpetuate. Organisms, they are mostly classified as prokaryotes. Pro means primitive, karyotes means nucleus. Organism, those who are having the primitive type of nucleus or not well developed nucleus. And another is eukaryotes. Eu means true and karyote means nucleus. Organisms having true nucleus or advanced nucleus, well defined nucleus with nuclear membrane and other essential organelles. Now, organism in 5 kingdom classification of living organism, Monera is prokaryotes and others are eukaryotes. Now coming to prokaryotes and eukaryotes, Monera are included in prokaryotes, and in eukaryotes there are two types of organism. One is unicellular, another is multicellular. In unicellular organisms, they are protist. Protista are with cell wall, and one category do not perform photosynthesis. Protista which do not perform photosynthesis is considered as fungi, and the protista with cell wall and perform photosynthesis are further classified into plant kingdom. And in multicellular organism without cell wall, it is considered as animal kingdom or Animalia. In five kingdom classification, first kingdom is Monera. They are mostly prokaryotic or having the primitive nucleus, unicellular, made up of single cell, and do not have definite nucleus, may or may not have cell wall, and mode of nutrition is autotrophic or heterotrophic. Examples are bacteria, blue-green algae, cyanobacteria, or mycoplasma. They are eukaryotic, unicellular, mostly aquatic. Some have cilia or flagella also, which is hair-like projection for the movement. And the mode of nutrition may be autotrophic or heterotrophic mode. Now, examples are algae, diatoms, protozoans, etc. Third group is fungi, which are eukaryotic, unicellular or multicellular. They do not have chlorophyll and cannot prepare their own food. They are all heterotrophs. They use decaying organic matter as food, and so they are known as saprophytes. Some of them live in association with algae and they are known as lichens. Example is yeast, aspergillus, penicillium, agaricus, lichens, etc. Fourth group is plants or plantae. They are multicellular eukaryotic organisms having cell walls. They use chlorophyll for photosynthesis. All plants are included in this group. They are divided into five groups. They are thallophytes, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, and angiosperms. And fifth kingdom is Animalia or animal group. They include all organisms which are multicellular eukaryotes without chlorophyll and cell walls. They are heterotrophs. They are divided into 10 groups. They are Porifera, Coelenterata, Platyhelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Protochordata, and vertebrates. Now, classification of plants, or plant kingdom. Plants are divided into five main groups. They are thallophytes, bryophytes, pteridophytes, angiosperms, and gymnosperms. First, coming to thallophytes. In this group, the plants do not have well differentiated body parts. We cannot differentiate between roots, stem, leaves. The plants are called algae. They are mostly aquatic. Examples are Spirogyra, Ulothrix, Cladophora, Chara, etc. Second group is Bryophyta. In this group, the plant body is differentiated into stem and leaf-like structures, but there is no specialized structure for the conduction of water and other substances from one part of the plant body to the other part. These can live in water and on land also. That's why these plants are called amphibians of plant kingdom. Examples are Funaria or moss, Mertensia, and Riccia. Third is Pteridophyta. In this group, the plant is differentiated into roots, stem, and leaves and has vascular tissue for conduction of water and other substances from one part of the body to other. Examples are fern, Marsilia. Fourth group is Gymnosperms. They are also known as cryptogams. The plant of this group bear naked seeds. Gymno means naked and sperma means seed. They are usually perennial, evergreen and woody. Examples pines or pinus, cycas, etc. Fifth group of plants are known as angiosperms. They are also known as phanerogams. These groups bear covered seeds. Angio means cover and sperma means seeds. They are also called flowering plants. The plant embryo in the seed have cotyledons. Angiosperms are divided into two groups on the basis of number of cotyledons. One is monocot, another is dicot. Plants with seed having single cotyledons are called monocot. All cereals, examples rice, wheat, maize, are included in monocots. And plants with seeds having two cotyledons are called dicots. Example, green gram, pea, tamarind, etc. Let us see and understand by the flow chart of classification of plant kingdom. Plants can be classified into two categories, like they do not have differentiated body parts, are included in thallophytes. If they are having the body differentiated parts, they can be without vascular tissue or with vascular tissue. Without vascular tissue is included in bryophytes, and with vascular tissue is included again in pteridophytes and gymnosperm and angiosperm. Now, pteridophytes do not produce seeds, and which produce seeds can be gymnosperm, which bear naked seeds, and angiosperm, which bear covered seeds. And again, angiosperms are classified into monocots and dicots, having one cotyledon in their seed and having two cotyledon in their seeds. Classification of Animalia or animal kingdom. Now, animals are divided into 10 main groups. They are Porifera, Coelenterata, Platyhelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, Protochordata, and Vertebrata. First is Porifera. They are also known as sponges. They are aquatic, non-motile animals attached to some solid support. They have pores all over the body, forming a canal system which help to circulate water and bring food and oxygen. They have hard outer skeleton and they do not have any tissues. Example, Spongilla, Cycon, Euplectalia, etc. The next animal group is Coelenterata. They are aquatic animals. There is a body made up of cavity known as coelom. The body has two layers of cells, an outer layer and an inner layer. Some lives in colonies known as corals and others are singles. Examples are corals, hydra, jellyfish, sea anemone, etc. Third group is Platyhelminthes or flatworms. They are having the flat body, that's known as Platyhelminthes, which is bilateral symmetrical. Bilateral symmetrical means both right and left half of the body is similar. They can be cut into two equal halves. They have three layers of cells and are called triploblastic. They do not have true body cavity. They may be free living or parasitic. Mostly they are parasitic. Example, planaria. They are free living. Liver fluke, tapeworm, etc. These are all parasitic. Fourth is nematoda. They have cylindrical body. The body is bilaterally symmetrical and triploblastic. Three layers are present and bilateral symmetry. Their body can also be cut into two equal halves. They do not have true body cavity. They have tissues but no real organs. They are mostly parasitic. Example, Ascaris, roundworm, Eucharia, pinworm, etc. Fifth group is Annelida. Their body is bilaterally symmetrical and they are also triploblastic. They have true body cavity or true coelom is there. Their body is segmented. Each body is divided into different fragments. And that's why they are known as segmented. There is differentiation of organs. Organ level differentiation is found and they are found in water as well as on land. Example, earthworm, nereis, leech, etc. Sixth group of animal is Arthropoda. Arthro means joint, poda means leg. So joint-legged animals are known as arthropods. They have bilaterally symmetrical body. The body is also segmented. They have open circulatory system. Circulation is not in the closed vessel. Their body cavity is filled with blood. They have joint legs. Example, prawn, crab, cockroach, spider, scorpion, butterfly, housefly, centipede, millipede, etc. Most of the animals are in the category of arthropods. Seventh group is mollusca. They have bilateral symmetry. The coelomic cavity is reduced, means a very reduced form of cavity is there. There is also little segmentation. They have open circulatory system and kidney-like organs for the excretion. They have feet for moving around. Example, snail, mussels, chiton, octopus, etc. Eighth group is Echinodermata. That means spiny skinned animals. They are spiny skinned organism. They are free living marine animals. They are triploblastic and have coelomic cavity. They have water-filled tube feet which help in movement. They have hard skeleton made up of calcium carbonate. Example, starfish, sea urchin, feather star, and sea cucumber. Ninth is Protochordata. They have bilateral symmetry and they are also triploblastic. They have coelomic cavity. They have a notochord, which is a long rod-like structure along its back to which muscles are attached and help in the movement. Example, Balanoglossus, Amphioxus, and Herdimania. Tenth group is Vertebrata or vertebrates. They have vertebral column and internal skeleton. They have bilateral symmetry and are triploblastic. They have coelomic cavity. Their body is differentiated into tissues and organs. Their body consists of 4 regions: head, neck, trunk, and tail. They have 2 pairs of fins or limbs. The respiration in aquatic forms is by gills and in land forms respiration is by lungs. The sexes are separate. Vertebrates are grouped into 5 classes. They are Pisces, Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves, and Mammalia. First group of vertebra is Pisces or fishes. They are living in water. Their skin is covered with scales or plates. They respire using gills. They have a stream or boat-shaped body and they have the fins which help them to move in the water. They are cold-blooded. They can change their body temperature and their heart has only 2 chambers. They lay eggs from which the young ones hatch out. Some fishes have skeleton made up of cartilage like shark, ray fish, etc. And some have skeleton made up of bones and cartilage like tuna, rahu, etc. Second group of vertebrae is amphibia or amphibians. They are found in land and in water. They do not have scales but have mucus gland on their skin. They are cold-blooded and the heart is 3-chambered. Respiration is through gills as well as through lungs. They lay eggs in water. Example, frogs, toads, salamanders, etc. Third group of vertebrata is reptilia or reptiles. They have scales and breathe through lungs. They are cold-blooded. Most of them have 3-chambered heart, but crocodiles have 4-chambered heart. They lay eggs with hard covering in the water. Example, snakes, turtles, lizard, crocodile. Fourth group of vertebrata is aves or birds. They are warm-blooded animals. They have 4-chambered heart. They breathe through lungs. They have an outer covering of feathers. Their 2 forelimbs are modified into wings for flying. They lay eggs. Example, crow, sparrow, pigeons, duck, stork, ostrich, etc. Fifth category of vertebrae is mammalia or mammals. They are again warm-blooded animal. They cannot change their body temperature. They have four-chambered heart. They have mammary glands for production of milk to nourish their young ones. The skin has hair and sweat glands. Most of them give birth to their young ones. They are viviparous. Some of them lay eggs. Example, platypus and echidna. Examples are cat, rat, dog, lion, tiger, whale, bat, humans, etc. Now coming to the nomenclature. All organisms have been given scientific names which can be used to identify them anywhere in the world. The system of scientific naming organisms is called binomial nomenclature. Binomial nomenclature consists of two parts. The first part is the name of genus and the second part is the name of the species. The system of scientific naming or nomenclature we use today was introduced by Carolus Linnaeus. For example, scientific name of human being is Homo sapiens. Homo is the name of genus and sapiens is the name of the species. Name of mango is Mangifera indica. Mangifera is the name of genus and indica is the name of species.